Welcome all children. Hope you all are well. As in class 11th we are doing the second chapter, structure of atom. Then in this chapter the topic will be covering today's quantum numbers. So children, the term quantum numbers give all the information of an electron in an atom. किसी भी इलेक्ट्रॉन की पूरी इंफॉर्मेशन बताता है quantum numbers. That is, it is going to tell where the electron is lying in an atom. What is that is? What is the location of an electron in an atom? What type of orbital is being occupied? किस टाइप का ऑर्बिटल ऑक्यूपाई कर रहा है? जो इलेक्ट्रॉन है किस टाइप का ऑर्बिटल ऑक्यूपाई कर रहा है, वेदर इट इज s orbital, p orbital, d orbital or f orbital. So it tells us the type of orbital in which the electron is present. It will also tell us about the shape of that orbital in which it is lying, or shape of the orbital in which the electron is lying, and it will also tell us about the orientation of that orbital, whether the orbital is in x axis, the orbital is in y axis, or it is in z axis. So all this information of an electron is given by quantum numbers. Okay, so generally we have four integers. Okay, we have basically four quantum numbers which is going to give the state of electron in an atom. जो state है किसी भी इलेक्ट्रॉन का एक एटम में, इसके बारे में पूरी की पूरी इंफॉर्मेशन देते हैं. Okay, so what are the different informations that quantum numbers give? Location of electron, type of orbital occupied by the electron, what is the shape of that orbital, and what is the orientation of that orbital. So this is generally what quantum numbers tells us about. That is, the whole information of an electron is given by four set of integers, and those are known as quantum numbers. So we have four quantum numbers, children. So the first one is principal quantum number. First one is principal quantum number. So principal quantum number is represented by n, small n. So the principal quantum number is represented by small n. And what are the different information that this principal quantum number n gives? Now children, if this is an atom, here this is the nucleus, and this first shell is principal quantum number, where first shell in this n is the principal quantum number, and n will be equal to 1. In the same way, for second shell, n is equals to 2, that is principal quantum number n is equals to 2. And third, if it is, then the principal quantum number is 3. If the electron is lying in the first shell, then it is n is equals to 1. If electron is lying in second shell, then n is equals to 2. If electron is lying in third shell, then n is equals to 3. n is the principal quantum number. Now children, it also tells us about the size of the electron cloud. Now children, suppose the electron is lying within the first shell, then we'll take out the radius from the center of the nucleus to this shell. So it is going to tell us about the size of the electron cloud. कितने में इलेक्ट्रॉन present है. Okay, so it is going to tell us about the size of the electron cloud from the nucleus to this shell. Okay, so it is going to tell us about the size of the electron cloud. Now, next one. It is also going to tell us about the energy of electron in hydrogen atom and hydrogen-like particles. So it is going to tell us about the energy of the electron. This formula, children, we already know. To find out the energy of electron for hydrogen and hydrogen-like particle, the formula is minus 2 pi square me power 4 upon n square h square z square. So finally the energy we got is minus 1312 n square z square kilojoule per mole. So this is in this form, by this formula we are going to find out the energy of electron in hydrogen and hydrogen like particles, where n is the principal shell. Suppose the electron is lying in the first shell, children. So we'll write n1. So it will be 1 square. Z is the, you all know what is Z and you all know what is A. I've already told you in mass number and atomic number. I've already explained it to you. Okay. Now next, maximum number of electrons present in a principal shell. It will tell you, children, what is the maximum number of electrons that can be accommodated in the first shell. ये आपको बताएगा कि जो फर्स्ट शेल है उसमें कितने मैक्सिमम नंबर ऑफ इलेक्ट्रॉन्स आ सकते हैं. इस पहली शेल में कितने मैक्सिमम नंबर ऑफ इलेक्ट्रॉन्स इट कैन अकोमोडेट. सपोज चिल्ड्रन you want to know the number of electrons that can be accommodated in the first shell. For first shell n is equals to 1. To find out the number of maximum electrons that can be accommodated in a shell, the formula is 2n square. So for first shell n is equals to 1. So how many maximum number of electrons can be accommodated in the first shell? It is 2 into 1, that is 2. In the same way, children, for second shell, 2n square will put the value of n in the for the second shell. N will be equal to 2, children. So 2 into 2 square, that is 4 into 2, 8. So the number of maximum electrons that can be accommodated in the second shell will be equals to 8. So it will tell you about the maximum number of electrons that can be accommodated in the principal shell using the formula 2n square. It will tell you the number of subshells is n and number of orbitals is equals to n square. Suppose, children, you want to know the number of orbitals that are associated with n is equals to 1. So to find out the number of orbital for n is equals to 1, for the first shell, it will be n square. It will be n square, that is 1 square. So it is equals to 1. Okay. So it is going to tell you about what? The number of orbitals that are associated with any shell. In the same way, children, for the second shell where n is equals to 2, what are the number of orbitals? For n is equals to 2, it will be equal to 2 square. 2 2s are 4. So the number of orbitals for shell where n is equals to 2, for n is equals to 2, it will be n square, that is 4. Okay, so these two formulas you have to learn, children. Maximum number of electrons that can be accommodated is equals to 2n square and number of orbitals is equals to n square. Number of subshells will be equal to, children, n. Now, the second type of quantum number. The second type of quantum number is azimuthal or angular or subsidiary quantum number. So children, this is represented by small l. Okay. So this is small l. And it is found that, children, generally I am going to explain it to you. Generally it is found that, children, when we study about the spectra, of any atom or any element, then we got to know that we have this single line to show the spectra. This is a spectral line. Okay. And we know that this is the main line. But this main line, in the presence of electric and magnetic field, this gives rise to many fine lines. This single line gives rise to many fine lines. Okay, children. So if we want to know the spectra of element, then it will not only contain the main line, but this main line will split up into many fine lines. Okay. Now if we want to explain the presence of these fine lines, it is suggested that electrons that are present in the main shell, this is the main shell, will not have same energy. Children, if this is the main line and if the electron is present in this main shell, then we know that this main line will split up into many fine lines. That is, the electron have the probability to stay here, 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 stay here and stay here. Okay, so there are probability that for multi-electron atom, the electrons can stay anywhere. Okay, like this, here, here, here it can stay. And the energy will also be different for all of them. Okay, so it means that electron is going to move along different paths. अगर आपको ये एटम है और ये न्यूक्लियस है, तो जो इलेक्ट्रॉन है वो अलग अलग पाथ में मूव कर सकता है. इधर भी जा सकता है, इधर भी जा सकता है. So the electron can move in different paths. Okay, so when electron will move in different paths, as you can see in this, as the electron can move in different paths, children, therefore the electron is going to have different angular momentum. तो जो इलेक्ट्रॉन होता है उसकी अलग अलग एंगुलर मोमेंटम आ सकते हैं, क्योंकि जो इलेक्ट्रॉन होता है वो डिफरेंट डिफरेंट पाथ फॉलो कर लेता है. इसीलिए सेम प्रिंसिपल शेल में इस प्रिंसिपल शेल में आगे फर्दर और सबशेल्स होती हैं. आपको ये एक सिंगल शेल दिख रही है, बट ये सिंगल शेल दिख रही थी, वो आगे फर्दर स्प्लिट हो गई फाइन लाइन में. तो इस सिंगल शेल की आगे ये सबशेल्स होती हैं, और जो सबशेल्स होती हैं ये क्या होते हैं, सब लेवल्स ऑफ एनर्जी होते हैं, अलग अलग लेवल ऑफ एनर्जी होते हैं. अब इलेक्ट्रॉन कहीं पर भी किसी भी पाथ में मूव कर सकता है, तो इलेक्ट्रॉन की अलग अलग एनर्जी होगी और इलेक्ट्रॉन का अलग अलग एंगुलर मोमेंटम होगा. तो इसका मतलब कि मेन शेल जो है उसमें आगे फर्दर ये सब शेल्स या सब लेवल्स प्रेजेंट हैं. ओके, तो जब इलेक्ट्रॉनिक क्या होता है, कई बार इलेक्ट्रॉन विल गेन एनर्जी एंड देयर बी इलेक्ट्रॉनिक जंप्स. इलेक्ट्रॉन क्या करेगा, जंप करेगा जैसे वो एनर्जी गेन करेगा. तो ये हम किससे एक्सप्लेन करते हैं, इन फाइन लाइन से हम लोग इसको एक्सप्लेन कर सकते हैं. तो ये शेल है मेन, ये स्प्लिट हो गई है किसमें, मैनी सब शेल्स में. सो दिस मेन लाइन has been splitted into many fine lines. Okay, तो इलेक्ट्रॉन विल बी मूविंग इन डिफरेंट पाथ्स. यहाँ भी कहीं पे भी इलेक्ट्रॉन मूव कर सकता है, उस वजह से उसका एंगुलर मोमेंटम अलग होता है. और जब वो एनर्जी गेन करता है तो फिर इलेक्ट्रॉन जंप करता है एक लेवल से दूसरे लेवल पर. सो इसका मेन वो जो है बताने का वो ये है कि पहले हमने मेन शेल पढ़ी थी और अब इस मेन शेल के फर्दर डिविजन्स हो गए हैं, उन्हें क्या बोलते हैं, सब शेल्स बोलते हैं, और उनका अलग अलग एंगुलर मोमेंटम होता है. सो नाउ दिस azimuthal quantum number is represented by small l. Okay, it is represented by small l, and children, l is equals to n minus 1. Now what do you mean by l is equals to n minus 1? Suppose children, here n is equals to 1 and l is equals to n minus 1. So children, for first subshell 1 minus 1 will be 0. So if n is equals to 1, then l will be equals to 0 because l is having formula n minus 1. In the same way children, l, if the shell is 2, if principal quantum number is 2, then it will be n minus 1, that is 2 minus 1. So it will be equal to 1. So for n is equals to 2, l is equals to 1. Okay children, so this is how we find out the value of l. So this will have including the 0. Okay, now what information does this azimuthal quantum number give? So the number of subshell present in the main shell. It tells us about that कितने number of subshells main shell में present होंगे, ये इसकी information देगा. मैंने आपको बताया था ये जो main shell थी यहाँ पर ये split हो गई, तो अब एजीमुथल क्वांटम नंबर एल क्या बताता है कि कितनी सब शेल्स में ये डिवाइड हुआ है, या फिर एक मेन शेल में कितनी सब शेल्स प्रेजेंट हैं. दिस इट इज़ गोइंग टू टेल यू अबाउट. नेक्स्ट, it also determines the subshell to which electron belongs. Now, there are probabilities, children, that the electron can stay in this subshell, the electron can stay in this subshell or in this subshell. So, it will tell also that to which subshell does the electron belongs. ये electron किस subshell में lie करेगा. It will tell this also. Okay. So किस सबशेल में डिवाइड करेंगे एंड हाउ मेनी नंबर ऑफ सबशेल्स आर प्रेजेंट इन द मेन शेल. In the same way, it is going to tell you about the angular momentum of the electron that is present in any subshell. It will going to tell you about the angular momentum of electron, because the electron is revolving, so it will be having angular momentum. So it is going to give you the information of angular momentum of any electron that is present in any subshell, having formula root L plus L 1 plus L into h upon 2 pi. This is the formula to find out the angular momentum of electron. Now the shape of orbital. It is also going to tell you about the shape of orbital, children. S, P, D, F, G. If these are the orbitals, so it will, the value of L will going to tell you in which orbital it is going to lie. Children, we will always start with S. So 0 will start 0 S, 1 P, 2 D, 3 F, or you just write 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. These are the value of L. Now in which subshell it is lying? We'll start with S. 0 के साथ S आएगा. So it will be S, P, D, F. Okay children? S, P, D, F, G. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. If L is 1, then subshell is S, or the orbital is S. If L is 1, then the subshell is P, or the orbital is P. Subshell is P. If L is 2, then it is D. Okay, it is very easy, children. You write down in a series about it. You just write down in a series about it. Okay. Now we'll start with 1. 1. What are the possible values, children? What are the possible values for 1? N. I have already discussed it with you just now. I have discussed it with you. Here L. L is equals to n minus 1. If n is equals to 1, then 1 minus 1 is equals to 0. Okay. That's what is written. For n is equals to 1, L will be 0. If so, children, how we represent it? 1 is the n, and L will give you the subshell. It is in which it is lying. So for 0, it is S. So it will be 1S. In the same way, children, for 2, I have told you it will be including 0. So for L is equals to 2 and n is equals to 2. What will be the value of L, children? L is equals to n minus 1, including 0. So it will be n is 2, 2 minus 1, 1. So for n is equals to 2, L is equals to 1 with the help of this formula, including 0. So the values of L for n is equals to 2 will be 0 and 1. Okay children. So for 0, 2 will write in place of n, and for 0 it is s orbital. So it will be 2s. In the same way, 2 will write in n, 2. For 1 it is p. So it will be 2p. Okay children. So in this way we got the value of 1s, 2s, 2p. For 3 there are two possible chances, children. Like for n is equals to 3. What will do? L is equals to n minus 1. So n is 3 minus 1, that is 2. Okay children. So we'll start with 0. 0, 1, 2. So these are the 3 values of subshells. Okay. For subshells. For 0 we have S. For 1 we have P. For 2 we have D. S, P, D. But n is equals to 3. So what will be the 3 subshells? 3s, 3p, 3d. Okay children. So that's what is written here. 3 के लिए 0, 1, 2, 3 0 के साथ 3s, 3 with 1 will be 3p, and 3 with 2 will be 3t. Okay children, this is how we are going to represent. Now Next one. In the same way, we are going to represent it for 4 also, children. For 4 also, children. For 4 also, it will be n minus 1. N is 4. So 4 minus 1 is equals to 3. So before that, we have to start with 0. 0, 1, 2, 3. So these are the 4 possible variations. Okay. So 4 with 0. We'll simply write with 0. S, P, D, F. So 4S, 4P, 4D, 4F. So these are the 4 possible variations. Now next one, children, we'll be doing the third quantum number. The third quantum number, children, is what is magnetic quantum number. Magnetic quantum number. So children, what happens when the spectrum, when a spectrum, line spectrum, suppose this is the line spectrum. When this line spectrum is placed in a magnetic field, मैंने इसको किस में रखा? Magnetic field में. I have placed it in a magnetic field, children. So now what happens? This single line will split into many lines. Okay, is splitting into many. These lines further split into, आगे ये split हो जाती हैं. So what happens when a line spectrum is placed in a magnetic field? When placed in a magnetic field, children, then what happens? Each spectral line splits into number of lines. Okay, earlier what we did, this is the main line and it is splitting. Now if this is placed in magnetic field, then these will further split. These will further split. Okay, so this I have already explained you. When placed in magnetic field, then they will split, and this effect is known as Zeeman effect. So children, an electron when moves in orbital motion around the nucleus, we'll come to this again. Now if here we have one electron. If this electron is moving in an orbital motion around this nucleus, then it will generate electric field. Now what happens, children? This electric field in turn will produce magnetic field. Okay, this will produce magnetic field. Now this magnetic field will interact with external magnetic field. क्या हुआ? जब ये इलेक्ट्रॉन रिवॉल्व कर रहा था एक पर्टिकुलर ऑर्बिटल मोशन में, then it is generating electric field. This electric field will generate magnetic field. So this will be the magnetic field of the electron. But if we are placing this atom in external magnetic field, then what happens? This internal magnetic field will interact with the external magnetic field that we are applying. Thus, under the influence of the external magnetic field, the electron that is present in the subshell can orient itself with certain regions of space around the nucleus called orbitals. क्या होता है बेटा? जब इलेक्ट्रॉन यहाँ पे रिवॉल्व कर रहा है इसमें in orbital motion around the nucleus, then it will generate electric field. This will in turn generate magnetic field, क्योंकि इलेक्ट्रिक फील्ड मैग्नेटिक फील्ड प्रोड्यूस करती है, आपने फिजिक्स में पढ़ा है. So that will be magnetic field of this atom. Now if this atom is again placed in external magnetic field, so this internal magnetic field will be interacting with the external magnetic field, due to the reason of which this electron will orient itself in region of space around the nucleus. ये इलेक्ट्रॉन अपने आप को एक फिक्स रीजन में ओरिएंट कर लेगा इस न्यूक्लियस के अराउंड. ये जो स्पेस है यहाँ पर, ये इलेक्ट्रॉन कहीं पर भी अपने आप को फिक्स कर लेगा एक पोजीशन पे. ओके, सर्टेन प्रेफर्ड रीजन ऑफ स्पेस में इलेक्ट्रॉन अपने आप को ओरिएंट करेगा. इलेक्ट्रॉन सर्टेन प्रेफर्ड रीजन में, तो उन्हें हम क्या बोलते हैं? ऑर्बिटल्स. सो जो मैग्नेटिक क्वांटम नंबर है वो क्या बताता है कि कितने प्रेफर्ड ओरिएंटेशंस पॉसिबल होंगे इलेक्ट्रॉन के जो कि किसी भी सब शेल में प्रेजेंट है। ये इलेक्ट्रॉन जो है इसके कितने पॉसिबल ओरिएंटेशंस हो सकते हैं एक सब शेल में। मैंने आपको बताया था ये मेन शेल है, ये मेन शेल डिवाइड हो जाती है सब शेल में। सब शेल आगे फिर फर्दर डिवाइड हो रही है किसमें, ऑर्बिटल्स में। ऑर्बिटल्स वो रीजन है जहाँ पर इलेक्ट्रॉन अपने आप को ओरिएंट कर लेता है, या फिर ऑर्बिटल वो प्रेफर्ड रीजन है जहाँ पर इलेक्ट्रॉन अपने आप को ओरिएंट कर लेते हैं, ठीक है, सब शेल के अंदर। सो नाउ दैट इज नोन एज मैग्नेटिक क्वांटम नंबर। नाउ चिल्ड्रन, मैग्नेटिक क्वांटम नंबर is given by small m. Small m. The formula to find out the magnetic quantum number is m is equals to 2l plus 1. M is equals to 2l plus 1. Okay. So m is equals to minus l2 plus l. The formula is m is equals to 2l plus 1 and m can be minus l2 plus l, including 0. So children, with this formula you are going to find out the value of m. Now children, with the help of n we are going to find out the value of l. Now with the help of l we are going to find out the value of m. Okay, now I am going to tell you how we are going to find out the value of m. Now suppose children, for the first one, when n was equals to 1, then L was 1 minus 1 is equals to 0. It is 1s only. Okay, 1 and s, 1, 0. Now what will be the value of m when n is equals to 1 and L is equals to 0? M will be 2L plus 1. So children, it will be 2 into 0 plus 1 because L is 0 for n is equals to 1. So it would be 1. Okay, so for n is equals to 1, L is equals to 0 and m is equals to 1. Okay, so what are the values for this? Children, it is written minus L2 plus L, including 0, like it's written. So children, for this one, for S subshell, L is coming equal to 0. So it will be 0 only. M will be equals to 0 children. M will be equals to 0 because M is equals to minus L2 plus L. And here we have L is equals to 0. In the same way we are going to find out for N is equals to 2. So for N is equals to 2 children, L will be equals to what? L is equals to 1, 0 and 1. So what will be the value of M? Minus 1, 0, plus 1. These will be the three values because it is minus L, 0 and plus L. So this is how we are going to write it. Now in the same way children, for N is equals to 3, L will be equals to N minus 1, that is 2. So it is 0, 1, 2. These are the three values of L for N is equals to 3. Now what will be the value of M? M will be equal to children minus of L including 0 to plus of L. So it will be minus 2, comma minus 1, minus 2, comma minus 1, 0, 2 plus 1 and plus 2. So these will be the values of M when N is equals to 3. Then these are the values of M children. So this is how we are going to find it out. Okay children, so this is how we are going to write it. For S subshell, L is equals to 1, so M is equals to 0, so it is 1. For P, L is equals to 1, I have told you minus 1, 0 plus 1, so 3 boxes are possible. For D subshell, these are the orbitals children. For S orbital we have only 1 orbital. For P orbital we have 3 values of M, so we will have 3 orbitals of P, 1, 2, 3. Now for D we have L is equals to 2 children, so M is equals to, we have 5 values, so we will have 5 orbitals for D. Okay children, so this is how we are going to find it out. Now the last quantum number is spin quantum number. So spin quantum number is it will tell the spin of the electron. So children, there are two possibilities of the electron to revolve around the nucleus. Either the electron will move in clockwise direction or the electron will move in anti-clockwise direction. So the directions in which the electron is moving will tell you about the spin quantum number, children. So spin quantum number is represented by small s. So small s will tell you the spin of the electron. कि जो electron है, whether it is revolving in clockwise direction or it is revolving in anti-clockwise direction. So we have this plus half value and minus half value for that. For clockwise it is plus half value of spin quantum number, and for anti-clockwise it is minus half value for spin quantum number. Okay children, and clockwise direction of electron is plus half, represented by a arrow that is pointed upwards, and for anti-clockwise direction it is minus half and it is represented by arrow that is in downward position, or that is pointing downward. So this is all about the 4 type of quantum numbers. Now children, we are going to do one numerical based on this. So the question here is, children, what is the total number of orbitals associated with the principal quantum number n is equals to 3? Children, you have to tell the total number of orbitals. कितने total number of orbitals possible हैं जब n is equals to 3 होता है तब. तो we have one formula, children, for this. We know that to find out the total number of orbitals, the formula is n square. N is given in the question 3. So how we are going to find it out? Orbitals का formula क्या है to find out total number of orbitals? N square. So n we have 3, so it will be 3 square, that is 9. So this is how we are going to find out the total number of orbitals. What is the formula, children? Formula is n square and n is given 3. So 3 square is equals to 9. Now next question. Using SPDF notations, describe the orbital with the following quantum number. आपको SPDF notation को use करना है और बताना है describe the orbital with the following quantum number. Orbital बताना है कि कौन सा orbital possible है, children. N is equals to 2, L is equals to 1. Children, you just remember one thing. L, we have 0, 1, 2, 3. Okay. And for L it is which orbital? S, P, D, F. Okay. N जो भी होता है वो हम इनके आगे लगा देते हैं. Suppose n is 1, so it will be 1s. If n is 2, then it will be 2s. Okay children. So this you remember. Just this you remember. Okay. So here it is n is equals to 2, L is equals to 1. N is equals to 2, children. N is equals to 2 and L is equals to 1. L is equals to 1 for P and N is given 2. So it will be 2P. Okay children, it will be 2P. Now we have N is equals to 4 and L is equals to 0. N is equals to 4 and L is equals to 0. Now children, this is the question. N is equals to 4, L is equals to 0. जो भी N होता है we write it first and L we see from this. 0 we have S. So this will be 4s orbital. Got it children? It is 4s orbital. In the same way, we'll make it out for n is equals to 5 and L is equals to 3. Children, L is equals to 3 is for F. So F. And n is given 5. So it will be 5F. L 3 for F. So F. N is equals to 5. So it will be 5F. So this is 5F children. So this is how we are going to solve the numericals based on this. So that's all for this topic. Thank you all and have a nice day.